Welcome to another presentation of Best Like Help Online. Our talk today is on 1. Crucial ways you can support a healthy immune system. 2. Treatments for a stiff, narrow aortic valve. 3. 10 healthy diet staples for your emergency food kit. 4. Heartburn medication update. 5. High-tech calls for help. 6. Some news briefs. Alright, let's get started. Crucial ways you can support a healthy immune system. Exercise, sleep, stress reduction, and a healthy diet play important roles in protecting health. If only there were a pill that could keep the immune system in top shape. You could take the pill every day and feel more protected against viruses, infectious bacteria, and other bugs that threaten health. It would be a simple and easy solution. Too bad the only pill we have to maintain robust immune health is one that many people find hard to swallow. It's not a vitamin or an herb, the evidence that those things ramp up protection just isn't there. Instead, it's a combination of healthy lifestyle habits. While we don't have evidence that maintaining a healthy lifestyle will suddenly boost the immune system, we do know good habits contribute to overall health, supporting our ability to fight germs instead of creating new problems. And living a healthier lifestyle is something simple you can start right now. Get more sleep. One of the best ways to optimize your immune system is to get a good night's sleep. Research has demonstrated that people who get less than 6 hours of sleep per night are about 4 times more likely to catch a cold compared with those who sleep 7 hours or more. Why is sleep so important? Sleep activates the immune system, which fights infections and scans for cancers or other signs of illness. Sleep deprivation depresses the immune system. Try going to sleep 30 minutes earlier, maintaining the same sleep and wake schedule every day, and shooting for 7 to 9 hours each night. Avoiding caffeine past 4 p.m. and avoiding alcohol or food a few hours before bedtime can lead to more restorative sleep. Start moving more. Exercising regularly is another key to supporting your immune system. Exercise reduces blood pressure, cholesterol, and the risk of heart disease, diabetes, depression, and more. Exercise also improves blood flow to the brain, thinking skills, bone strength, and the body's feel-good chemicals. The goal is to get at least 150 minutes per week of moderate-intensity activity, like brisk walking. But any amount of exercise that gets your heart and lungs working overtime will help, even just a few minutes per day. If you're stuck inside, you can walk around, dance to music, or step or jump in place while you're watching TV or talking on the phone. Reduce stress. Chronic stress has many negative effects on health, and a suppressed immune system appears to be one of them. This could be because of the chemicals, such as cortisol, that the body releases in the fight or flight mode. High cortisol levels lower the immune response, specifically inhibiting white blood cells called lymphocytes, which help you fight infection. Doctors advise practicing deep breathing as a way to lower your stress and your cortisol levels. Deep breathing helps to stop the fight or flight response and allows the opposite rest and digest response to take over and create a sense of calm. Improve your diet. Good nutrition plays an important role in maintaining a healthy immune system. For example, fiber will positively affect the gut microbes that aid immunity. Nutrients from fruit and vegetables provide vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that also support immune function. Vary the colors of fruit and vegetables so that you include many different antioxidants that are protective against disease. In addition to eating lots of fruit and vegetables, you should eat a diet rich in legumes, whole grains, fish, nuts, and seeds. Additional steps. Other steps to support your immune system. Stay up to date with immunizations, don't smoke, drink alcohol only in moderation, maintain a healthy weight, and try to get underlying health conditions under control. The sum total will be better overall health and a better chance of protecting it. Treatments for a stiff, narrow aortic valve. I'm 74, and my doctor says severe aortic stenosis is causing me to feel breathless and faint, and that I need treatment soon, either surgery or something called TAVR. Neither sounds particularly appealing. Can't I just take medicine? The heart pumps blood through the aortic valve and out to the rest of the body. With severe aortic stenosis, the aortic valve gets stiff and narrow, and the heart can't pump enough blood to the body. That's a problem. The most common cause of aortic stenosis is buildup of calcium deposits on the valve, which can develop with aging. In general, people like you have 3 options: open heart surgery to replace the defective valve, a transcatheter aortic valve replacement (TAVR), or medicine. Which option is best depends on your symptoms, how severely narrowed your valve is, and your general health. For example, if you have another serious illness that increases your risk from surgery or TAVR and limits your life expectancy, medicines may be the best option. Cardiac ultrasound, also called cardiac echo, can help identify how stiff and narrow the valve has become. Other heart tests can determine how effectively the heart is pumping blood around the body. If your doctor has recommended either open heart surgery or TAVR, I assume that means your general health can tolerate either procedure and that the heart tests show your condition is severe. For you, medicines alone may lead to a worse outcome than either open heart surgery or TAVR. With surgery, your chest and your heart are opened up. Your heart is temporarily stopped, and you are placed on a heart-lung machine that pumps oxygen-rich blood around the body during the operation. The surgeon removes the diseased valve and replaces it with a new, artificial valve. That's a major operation. With TAVR, a tube, called a catheter, is inserted into an artery in your leg. The tip of the tube is pushed through the blood vessels up to the aortic valve, and then a new, artificial valve is inserted inside the diseased valve, opening it up. TAVR is definitely less invasive than surgery, and the short-term results are as good as surgery. The question has been how effective TAVR would be in the long run. A study published in February 2020 in the New England Journal of Medicine was reassuring. Over 2,000 people with severe, symptomatic aortic stenosis were assigned at random to surgery or TAVR and followed for 5 years. 5 years out, the results for TAVR still were as good as for surgery. So for most people like you, surgery or TAVR are equally good choices. And when you balance the risks against the benefits, medicines alone may be the worst choice, attractive as that option may seem. Boost your ability to lift and carry heavy loads. Strengthen the shoulder, arm, buttock, and leg muscles. Grocery bags, grandkids, and gardening supplies, they're all heavy items you may need to lift and carry short distances. That may be harder in older age, with a loss of muscle mass and strength. You'll have an easier time if you maintain the muscles that help you do the job. Your lifting muscles lift with your legs, not with your back. That old saying is true for a reason. The muscles in the legs and buttocks are bigger and more powerful than the tiny back muscles that help you lift include the quadriceps in the front of the thighs, the gluteal muscles in the buttocks, and the abdominal muscles. Doing squats strengthens your lifting muscles. Squatting is a 2-for-1 exercise, good for both the quads and gluteals. Your carrying muscles, the abdominal, shoulder, and biceps muscles in your upper arms, help you carry objects. The transverse abdominis muscle deep in the abdomen stabilizes your back and posture. An effective abdominal strengthener is a modified plank. You keep your back straight and lean toward a wall or countertop, propping yourself up on your elbows for about 30 seconds. To strengthen the shoulder muscles, doctors recommend shoulder blade squeezes. Tips to maintain muscles. Doctors advise strengthening muscles every other day. Remember to warm up for a few minutes before doing strength exercises, to get blood flowing to the muscles. Afterward, you should stretch each muscle for about 30 seconds to keep it long and supple, which helps prevent injury. Tips to lift and carry. For safe lifting and carrying, follow these rules. To lift, get close to the object and bend your knees slightly. Wrap your arms around the object, push down with your legs, and stand up straight. To carry, hug the object close to your chest, your center of gravity, to boost stability. Other tips: avoid carrying 2 grocery bags side by side, which may be too heavy and lead to muscle injury. Instead, carry 1 bag at a time. Also, consider taking items out of the bags to lighten the load, and then make more trips. And if you have a large bag of yard or garden material, such as mulch, keep it in one location and use a small bucket to remove a little at a time. Squat. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, arms at your sides. Slowly bend your hips and knees, lowering your buttocks about 8 inches, as if you're sitting back into a chair. Keep your back straight. Slowly return to starting position. Repeat 8 to 10 times. Modified plank. Place your forearms on a counter and walk your feet backward until you are leaning forward with your back straight. Then tighten your abdominal muscles. Hold for 30 seconds. Repeat 8 to 10 times. Shoulder blade squeeze. Sit up tall on a chair. Bend your arms so your elbows are at your sides. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so your elbows move behind you. Hold and return to starting position. Repeat 8 to 10 times. 10 healthy diet staples for your emergency food kit. Take this list to the grocery store when stocking up on supplies. Social distancing, severe weather, a lack of transportation, each one can keep you from getting to a grocery store, leaving you with precious little to eat. When you're looking at a near-empty pantry with an oddball collection of remaining goods, like a lonely box of penne pasta or a random can of beans, it's a sign to prepare differently next time. Fortunately, it's not hard to create an emergency supply kit to hold you over until you can get to the store or have someone shop for you. Important supplies lean on non-perishable items if you're worried about losing power, and add frozen foods if the bigger concern is not getting to a grocery store. Avoid convenience foods like frozen dinners and canned soups, which typically contain excessive amounts of salt, fat, calories, preservatives, and added sugars. Instead, gather a supply of versatile ingredients, so you can prepare healthy meals. Doctors advise that you craft a supply of foods from the following categories. 1. Vegetables. Aim to keep a variety of colorful vegetables on hand. Go for frozen broccoli, kale, and spinach, canned spinach or asparagus, and canned carrots, green beans, and tomatoes. 2. Fruits. Get frozen versions of berries, peaches, and cherries, which retain their texture when thawed. Dried fruits like apricots, figs, raisins, and prunes are good options for snacks. 3. Legumes. Beans and lentils are important sources of protein, fiber, and carbohydrates, and they can be the main source of protein in many dishes. At a minimum, stock your kit with a package of dried lentils plus canned peas, garbanzos, and navy beans. 4. Canned meat. Limit canned hams and other cured meats. Instead, use canned tuna, salmon, or chicken as a source of protein. 5. Whole grains. Doctors suggest eating whole grains over refined grains whenever possible. Grab oatmeal, whole grain crackers, whole grain breads, which can be frozen, whole grain pastas, brown rice, and quinoa. 6. Nuts and seeds. These are also good sources of protein and fiber. Make sure your emergency kit includes peanut or sunflower seed butter and packages of walnuts, almonds, or pumpkin seeds. 7. Milks. Cow's milk is an inexpensive protein source and can be frozen, doctors say. You can also get a box or two of unsweetened plant milks, such as soy, oat, or almond, which are lower in protein but usually fortified with nutrients, like calcium. 8. Healthy unsaturated fats. Get black or Kalamata olives as well as olive or canola oils, great for sauté food or tossing with numerous ingredients. 9. Soup stock. Include low or no sodium chicken or vegetable stock in your supplies, so you can turn any number of ingredients into a delicious stew or soup. 10. Seasonings. Stock your kit with lemon juice, rosemary, garlic powder, oregano, chili powder, cumin, cinnamon, or any others that appeal to you. Mixing and matching. A well-stocked emergency food kit will enable you to keep your diet varied and healthy. What can you make with frozen or non-perishable supplies? For breakfast, consider smoothies made of fruit and milk, topped with nuts and seeds, or cereal or cooked quinoa topped with fruit and milk. For lunch, enjoy whole grain nut butter sandwiches or whole grain crackers with tuna or chicken salad. You could also make soup with a few cups of stock and any vegetables, legumes, pastas, proteins, or spices that appeal to you. For example, try navy beans, chicken, green beans, carrots, garlic, and rosemary. Lentils, tomatoes, carrots, garlic, cumin, and coriander. It doesn't take many emergency ingredients to make a flavorful dinner. For example, remember that lonely box of penne and can of beans. Combine them with sautéed spinach, tomatoes, olives, and garlic for a hearty Mediterranean dish. Other ideas include whole grain pasta, steamed broccoli, and tuna tossed with olive oil, garlic, and lemon juice, canned salmon flavored with lemon juice, and asparagus over quinoa, canned chicken served over whole grain rice mixed with cooked peas, almonds, raisins, cumin, cinnamon, and pumpkin seeds. How much do you need? That depends on your circumstances, but maybe start with a few days' worth of supplies. The foods we've listed will all keep for about 10 months to a year. Take inventory periodically. Keep a running grocery list of things you need. So if you have to use items from your supplies, you'll know to replace them. The goal is to maintain a food safety net that will be ready whenever you need it. Heartburn medication update. New information may affect your approach to treatment. Millions of people turn to prescription and over-the-counter medications to cope with heartburn from gastroesophageal reflux disease or other stomach conditions. But navigating the risks of heartburn remedies can leave a sour taste in your mouth, since some have been tied to health concerns. Here's what you need to know about two mainstays of treatment, and how the latest developments may affect you. H2 blockers. Histamine 2 receptor antagonists, better known as H2 blockers, such as famotidine, Pepcid, and cimetidine, Tagamet, are available over the counter or by prescription. They block a chemical that signals the stomach to produce acid, and are the go-to drugs when an antacid like calcium carbonate (TUMS) or aluminum hydroxide (MALARX) isn't strong enough. Last year, drug makers began recalling the H2 blocker ranitidine after the FDA detected the cancer-causing chemical N-nitrosodimethylamine (NDMA) in several brand name, Zantac, and generic versions of the medication. In April 2020, the FDA called for all ranitidine products to be pulled from shelves and urged consumers to stop taking the medications. The FDA has also urged a voluntary recall of nizatidine due to the detection of NDMA in some batches. If you've been taking ranitidine or nizatidine for a long time, talk to your doctor about other options. None of the other H2 blockers have been found unsafe. As of April 2020, no NDMA had been found in famotidine or cimetidine. Are there risks to using H2 blockers? Cimetidine may interfere with the absorption of anticoagulants, blood thinners, antidepressants, and blood pressure medications. But doctors say, generally speaking, there are no long or short-term health risks of using H2 blockers. The bigger issues, to explain, are that H2 blockers aren't always effective at acid suppression, and over time they may not work as well as the body gets used to them. Proton pump inhibitors. Proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs, such as omeprazole, Prilosec, lansoprazole, Prevacid, or esomeprazole, Nexium, are stronger than H2 blockers. They inhibit certain cells from pumping acid into the stomach, which lowers acid levels and heartburn pain. PPIs are available over the counter or by prescription and are considered safe in the short term. Long-term risks, however, have been a concern for years. In the past, the drugs have been linked to reduced levels of vitamin B12, magnesium, and calcium, and some studies have indicated they might increase the risk for hip fractures, pneumonia, kidney or cardiovascular disease, and dementia. Concerns raised by these studies may wind up hurting people. People who really need to be on PPIs for severe heartburn, ulcer disease, or Barrett's esophagus, a potential precursor to esophageal cancer, have stopped taking the medications, but we don't have evidence to justify doing that. Fortunately, better evidence indicates that PPIs are safe. A randomized trial, published online May 29, 2019, by Gastroenterology, followed 17,000 older adults for about 3 years and found no link between PPI use and increased rates of pneumonia, fractures, type 2 diabetes, chronic kidney disease, dementia, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or cancer. More recently, a review of studies that included more than 640,000 people, published online January 2, 2020, by the American Journal of Gastroenterology, found no increased risk for dementia among PPI users. So why have there been associations between PPIs and other health problems in the past? Most people who take PPIs tend to be less healthy than those who don't, and most studies are observational, meaning they don't prove that PPIs cause other conditions. That said, there is one recognized risk of PPI use: stomach acid helps prevent bacteria from getting into your body. If you make less stomach acid, you are at increased risk for gastrointestinal infections. But doctors say that's not enough reason to stop taking PPIs if someone's deriving real benefits from them. What you should do: if you have new heartburn symptoms, don't jump to PPI use. First, doctors say, try some pill-free changes, quitting smoking, losing weight, and avoiding food and drink that triggers heartburn. If that doesn't give enough relief, start with antacids. If they aren't effective, move up to an H2 blocker for a few weeks. If that doesn't work, try a PPI. If you're still having heartburn after 2 weeks of PPI use, talk to your doctor to get to the root of the problem. You may need more diagnostic tests and different treatments. And don't suddenly stop taking PPIs, that can cause a rebound effect and worsen your heartburn. High-tech calls for help. Understanding gadget limits. Learn about a device's pros and cons so you're not stranded. John was in trouble. The 84-year-old wound up on the floor after sliding out of a chair. While unhurt, John couldn't get up. He lived alone and couldn't reach his cell phone, house phone, or alert button, all were on a table next to his chair. After 3 long hours trying to inch across the floor, John remembered that his smart speaker, activated by voice commands, was connected to his smartphone. John called out for the speaker to dial his daughter, who sent help right away. Electronic gadgets like smart speakers can be a great addition to the home. But a smart speaker won't save the day in every emergency. Before investing in a gadget for security, learn about its potential limitations. Smart speakers. Small tabletop smart speakers have integrated computer programs, virtual assistants, that connect to the internet, understand your voice commands, and carry out tasks. For example, you can tell a smart speaker to play music, audiobooks, or news and weathercasts, retrieve information from the internet, what's the recipe for 3-bean chili, create medication reminders and calendar events, and even place grocery orders. Connect your smart speaker to a smartphone, and you can make hands-free calls. Connect the speaker to smart home devices, lights, thermostats, security systems, and more, and you can control them with voice commands. Price: they range from $40 to $400. Pros: a smart speaker is easy to use once it's connected properly. You simply call out a question or command. The device is always plugged into a wall, so you don't have to charge it. In emergencies, you can tell a smart speaker to call a contact for help, as John did. Cons: a smart speaker may be hard to set up if you're not tech savvy, and it's not portable enough to take wherever you go. While the speaker can call your contacts, it may not be able to call 911. Regulatory hurdles mean that some speakers require an additional device to do that. The speakers have a limited listening range, they won't hear you from another room, and they may not hear you if your voice is soft or if there's background noise like a loud TV. Another problem: not all 911 operators can pinpoint your location when a call comes from a smart device, because of varying 911 technology, so you'll have to be able to give your exact address, which may be hard if you're ill or confused. Mobile phones and smartwatches. Any mobile phone allows you to dial a number for help. But some are designed for older adults to make the process easier. These phones feature large keypads and a special emergency button that will call or text a family member or call 911. That's in addition to all of the other features of most mobile phones, such as cameras, text messaging, and global positioning systems (GPS) that use satellite signals to map your location. Phones for older adults are available in 2 versions, flip phone or flat smartphone. Some adult smartphones also have built-in or downloadable virtual assistants, enabling them to do the job of a smart speaker. You can also wear a smart watch, a wristwatch that allows you to call, text, and use many of the same functions of a smartphone, as long as the watch is within range of your smartphone or your home computer network. Many smartwatches also track basic health, such as your daily steps or heart rate. Unlike smartphones, which may not be with you at all times, a smartwatch is always close at hand. Price: phones designed for older adults range from a few dozen to a few $100s. You'll also need monthly cellular service, which starts at about $10 to $20 per month and increases depending on the amount of phone time or internet data you use. Smartphones and smartwatches that aren't designed specifically for older adults range from about $200 to $1,500. These devices also require monthly cell phone service, and you can expect to pay an extra $10 per month for smartwatch service. Pros: you can use the phones anywhere cellular service is available. A phone eliminates the need for an additional emergency device and fees. Cons: a mobile phone or smartwatch must be charged on a regular basis. If the phone isn't in your hand during an emergency, you won't be able to make a call unless you have a virtual assistant that responds to voice commands. If you're not tech savvy, it may be tough to operate any phone, especially if you're feeling confused during an emergency. And again, you'll have to tell a 911 operator your exact location. Alert buttons. These wearable devices can summon help with the touch of a single button. There are dozens of available systems. Some use your house phone, landline, to dial monitoring centers, others have cellular phone technology. In either case, call center operators direct emergency responders to your location. There are lots of bells and whistles to choose from, like a daily check-in call to see if you're okay, GPS technology to pinpoint your location, the ability to call loved ones, fall detection, which triggers a call for help if it senses a fall, and waterproof covers so you can wear a button in the shower, where many falls happen. Price: the buttons may be free or cost about $50. They all come with a monthly monitoring charge that ranges from about $25 to $50 per month, depending on the options. Some companies charge one-time activation fees of $100 to $200. Pros: an alert button is easy to use. You can wear it around your neck or on your wrist, or keep it in your pocket. You can take it to bed, into the bathroom, into the shower or tub if it's waterproof, or even shopping if the button has cell phone technology. Buttons that connect to your landline have batteries that last for years and don't need to be recharged. Also, operators have the ability to direct paramedics to your location based on GPS or the address you provide when you sign up for service. Cons: some buttons require lengthy contracts. A system that connects to your landline works only at home, not when you're out and about. Buttons with cell phone technology must be charged every few days and won't work if the battery runs out. Also, no matter which kind of button you have, you can't use it if you forget to wear it and it's out of reach. Which one is best for you? To make your decision, think about your health and abilities. Are you easily overwhelmed? If so, avoid complicated systems. Do you speak softly? A smart speaker may not hear you. Do you have trouble remembering things? Consider a system that doesn't require charging. You need to think about how often you leave home. If you have a device that connects only to your landline, it won't help if you go out of range. A button with cellular service goes anywhere. And if possible, add more than one layer to your safety net, like John did. Being able to say you know how to reach 911 in many different ways makes sense to most. You also need to watch for this emerging trend: personal emergency response systems that integrate several tools, such as a smart speaker that connects to your alert button and can send notifications about your whereabouts to other family members' smartphones. This technology is so new, it may be hard to find right now. But ask about it when you're checking out systems. Need more help? Ask your family or friends for input about which device is right for you. But keep in mind, many times, adult children get something the parent doesn't want or know how to use. Doctors advise being as frank as possible, so you get the system that suits your needs and abilities. If you're not sure you can handle a device's technology, watch a video online. Many companies post instructional videos on their websites or on a video platform such as YouTube. Just search for the name of the system. You may be pleasantly surprised to learn how easy a system is to use and how simple it can be to call for help. News briefs. Crank up your fiber intake to manage blood sugar and diabetes. Struggling with high blood sugar or diabetes? A study published online March 6, 2020, by PLOS Medicine suggests that increasing your daily fiber intake may help. British researchers combed through dozens of studies with about 10,000 participants who had pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, type 1 diabetes, or type 2 diabetes. Compared with people who ate low-fiber diets, 19 grams of fiber per day, people who ate another 16 grams of fiber per day, a total of 35 grams per day, weighed less and had lower levels of blood sugar, cholesterol, and inflammation. There were also 14 fewer deaths per 1,000 people among those who ate high-fiber diets. If you'd like to increase your fiber intake, try to eat more fiber-rich foods at each meal. Good sources include whole grain cereals, legumes, and nuts. For example, a cup of bran cereal has up to 47 grams of fiber, depending on the brand. Half a cup of white beans has about 10 grams of fiber, and an ounce of almonds has about 13 grams of fiber. Increase fiber intake slowly, to give your digestive tract time to adjust, and remember to increase your water intake as well. Hepatitis C screenings now include all adults up to age 79. The guidelines are changing when it comes to screening for hepatitis C, a silent viral infection that attacks the liver and can cause cirrhosis, liver cancer, or liver failure. Back in 2012, the CDC recommended a one-time hepatitis C screening for the so-called baby boomer generation, anyone born between 1945 and 1965, a group that made up about 75% of all hepatitis C cases at that time. The following year, the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force (USPSTF) agreed. Now the USPSTF is expanding the screening age to all adults ages 18 to 79. The move is meant to identify more people in early stages of infection and comes as hepatitis C cases have increased almost fourfold since 2010. The USPSTF also advises screening for people outside of the recommended age range if they have ever used injected drugs. The recommendations were published online March 2, 2020, by JAMA. The CDC is in the process of developing similar recommendations. The screening requires only a simple blood test. Can hot baths protect your heart? Taking a warm bath helps soothe aching joints, wash away stress, and promote sleep. Now, a study published online March 24, 2020, by the journal Heart suggests that daily hot baths are also associated with better heart health. Researchers analyzed self-reported health and lifestyle information from more than 30,000 middle-aged people in Japan. Participants responded to a questionnaire at the start of the study and were then followed for about 20 years. Compared with people who didn't take a tub bath more than twice a week, people who took a daily warm or hot bath had a 28% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and a 26% lower risk of stroke. The study is only observational and doesn't prove that daily tub bathing staves off heart problems. But previous research has shown that the effects of tub bathing on the body are similar to those of exercise. Use caution, however, taking baths in very hot water is also tied to sudden death due to overheating, confusion, or drowning. If you're going to take a bath, keep the temperature comfortable and don't risk overheating. Finally, this study says nothing about the possible cardiovascular benefits of hot showers. This is the end of this presentation of crucial ways you can support a healthy immune system. Treatments for a stiff, narrow aortic valve. 10 healthy diet staples for your emergency food kit. Heartburn medication update. High-tech calls for help. Some news briefs. To continue watching videos like this one, hit the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment below to let us know what you'd like to see next. Do you agree with our list? Join the discussion and let us know in the comments what you think. If you'd like help putting these cool ideas to work in your fight against health issues, get in touch via the links below, we'd love to help you. There are resources links in the description as well. This is Best Like Help Online saying thanks, and see you in the next video. Have a great day.